Hey Swetha, congratulations. It takes me a lot of pride to be here to be celebrating your transformation as well as our journey together, Swetha. How does it feel to be here?
It feels so great, Srividya. I just feel this got over too soon, and we had so much fun over the period of time. I remember the first call. I was almost in tears. I would have like started shedding tears for another 10 minutes, but then today I can see the transformation in the way I'm speaking to you, the way I'm here to share my experiences with other people, and I think it is a big transformation for me, and this is something that I'm going to take it forward in my lifestyle. So, something that I was waiting to do for very long, but I just kept procrastinating because of different things. I'm happy I did it, and I'm really happy that we're going to share it with a lot of people today. So, really excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, super excited and big kudos to you, Swetha. It's just all
Yeah.
inspiring for me as your coach to sit here today and look back on our journey 6 months, along the way, and it's just mind-boggling the way you've shown commitment and being very determined. That grit and resilience of showing up despite whatever chaos or anything that was going on. Something
Right.
very awe-inspiring, and I'm sure the ladies who are going to be watching this video are going to be super inspired and not just stay with feeling inspired, but actually take action. I think that's what makes the difference between something letting something be an inspiration and actually make it a transformation, right? It's the action
Right,
that leads you
right.
to progress.
It's
So
those small actions that have made me what I am today in these 6 months. So I think that it's a very small word, and you know how we inculcate it in every week. It looks so effortless, the whole program, but definitely when I look at the bigger picture, I have done so many things in 6 months. So I'm really excited. Let's see what
absolutely. Super. So
we're going
let's
to share
start
today.
with your profile, Shweta. If you can just share, with the women who are watching us today, who is Shweta? What do you do and your family and a little bit about your profile?
Sure. So, I'm a psychologist by profession, and for the past 3 years, I also have a yoga brand wherein I teach yoga for children. And right now, I'm working for a private school in Coimbatore as a school counselor, and I also do one-on-one sessions privately. And I have a 4-year-old. So when we first met, we had a 2-year-old, before a 4-year-old, and he started school now. He goes to school, and also I have a husband who who has his own business and he travels a lot. So I think the major challenges for me throughout the program were the other two people that I spoke about right now. One that keeps traveling, the other one who kept me on my toes. So that's about me, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Shweta. So, as you can all see, ladies, Shweta is a very busy mom, and being a psychologist, it was kind of easy for me to kind of get through some concepts to her because she actually understood what goes behind the scenes beyond the superficial behavior that we see. But her challenge was always about applying that knowledge. So, that's where the coaching really helped her. Shweta, can you tell me the first call that we did? I mean, not a year back, but the most recent call that we did, right? If you
Yeah.
can tell me what was going on at that point in your life, what stresses and what
Okay,
challenges were you facing?
so I think the call just before the kickoff call in January, that was, I think the call before that, before we started the program, was in December. And that was the time when, Corona was at its peak, the second phase was going on, and, close friends were passing away because of Corona. And it was a very stressful time. And also, my child, we could not start off school for him. He was at home all through the day. I could not, really concentrate on my professional front. My husband had to travel a lot. So I was a mess in that time. I could not, even devote half an hour to myself. So even before we started the programs, the only thing that I was scared about was to getting that 1 hour or half an hour to myself for whatever we wanted to do together. And thankfully, after the first call, things started falling in place. Everybody started doing their job. So I think the biggest problem that I had before the call was Vyom was not sleeping yet. My little one did not sleep through the night. He used to get up every 3 or 4 hours, and I had a very erratic sleep schedule. And so from January was my, sunshine time when eighth element happened to me, and that is, I think this was like everything fell in place. Like I told you before, like it was a puzzle which had gone missing, and once eighth element happened, everything started happening to me. Or maybe I don't know if it's the other way around, but I would really like to give the credit to eighth element because things started falling in place. I could pay attention to myself. I was so busy in catering to my family and my professional uh, responsibilities that I stopped thinking about myself. And I think eighth element is was when I started prioritizing my self care needs. So
Awesome, Shweta. Very, very happy to hear that. And when it's like when you think of something, the universe conspires to make it happen, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think everything kind of happened in the right place in terms of developmental stage that Yom was in. He was at the right point where he
correct.
was able to sleep through the night. And then, of course, the school happened, which kind of freed up a little bit of time, not a whole lot, but maybe a
Yeah,
couple of hours for you to focus on your workout and prioritize your meal prep and all of that. And of course, um, taking small actions is what kind of was the big deal for you in terms of your transformation,
yes,
right?
yes.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Shweta. So, if you were to share when you started working with me, what did you originally want to see as progress?
So I wanted to, so I had a number also. So I had this 72 stuck in my head. So that was my pre-part. I mean, before I got pregnant, that was my weight. So I wanted to go back to that prenatal stage. But so I was 72 then. So my goal was like a horse. It was like this. I want to become 72 kgs. Okay. And I was looking for various ways to reduce weight. I was already doing a lot of things here and there, but I was not doing everything one consistently, and I was not doing it right. Also, I was putting too much pressure on myself, beating myself up for not being 72 kgs. So I think my major goal was that. And we eventually switched that goal. And I think we're going to talk about it during the conversation today. And the other goals that I had was, so more than other health issues, I felt that I was being emotionally drained. And being a psychologist, I should be able to keep my cup full, but my cup was like over and I was literally taking loan from other people. So I was so overwhelmed. And, I felt, I was not giving enough time for myself.
Hmm.
So I think what I was looking for from eighth element was obviously I wanted to, lose weight and look better. But also somewhere I also wanted to be better in terms of emotional and psychological health. So that were my goals to
So,
start with.
improving your physical health as well as your mental and emotional health as well, right?
Correct.
And you also notice that somewhere it was impacting your confidence in your professional space. Can you talk a
Yes.
little bit about that, Shilpa?
Yeah. So me being a yoga teacher, when the minute I say yoga teacher, everybody expects somebody very lean, somebody who can do like upside downs and all that. But I used to take classes for children. So most of the time I spent with them playing, and I include stories and music and all that. So the whole thing was different, but everybody, looked at me with a very big question mark. Are you really a yoga teacher? Obviously, once they started coming to my class and, they would get used to me being the way I am. So I had a lot of self doubts about, if I should really pursue being a yoga teacher, being somebody like, not so general image that you'd have about a yoga uh, instructor to be like. So that is somewhere that I really wanted to help. So my self image had gone for a toss, one. And secondly, also I wanted to look stronger and, leaner uh, as a professional yoga teacher. So that is where I think I needed help. And And also, as a psychologist, I feel I stopped taking too many clients because I was myself so overwhelmed. So I knew I was not capable. So I stopped taking clients for a while. I think
Hmm.
close to a year, when from the first corona, from the first, from the first time we got it to the second phase. So I stopped taking it. So now I've again started taking my private counseling sessions. So obviously that was also somewhere I needed big help. And somewhere my cup was refilled again with eight elements goodness. So
So yeah, so if we were to look at a holistic view of your goals, one, it was about improving your body composition. It was improving your mental and emotional space. It was about improving your confidence, and also get back into your professional space and help more people. Right? I think that was really big. And
correct,
somewhere the image that you carried about yourself was limiting you from exploring that full potential that you had. Right?
correct.
Somewhere it was holding you back. So that is something that you wanted to explore for yourself.
Yes,
Did I get that right, Swetha?
yes, correct.
Anything else you want to share in terms of a big picture goal that you had in mind?
Getting better with my relationships with my own family members. I was being so mean to everybody. Like I would snap at people for no reason. My husband Pavam, he's the one who had to take the grunt. So definitely we have a better relationship now. I also want to share that we made it a point last week. I didn't share it with you yet. So last week we went for a nice dinner,
Ah,
just the two of us, and we did some open heart talking. I think that
nice.
is something we were lacking. So definitely I'm putting it as one of our priorities, myself, my family, and then my professional work or whatsoever. And also I've learned over the period of time, I've also learned to tell people that I cannot do this. So
Pushing
I'm
back.
open to, yes, being assertive, asking for help. All this I have been teaching a lot of people, but was I walking the talk? No. So I think eighth element was that particular thing that happened to me to bridge that gap. So a lot of times you have so much information, you want to do this, you want to do that, but you really don't put it in practice. So I think this program did that to me.
Very interesting, Shweta. Thanks for sharing that. So you had a lot of knowledge, but somewhere application was something that you found very challenging. And you're saying that this program kind of bridged that gap between
Correct,
knowing and doing, right?
correct.
And so, of course, the relationship with people is something that you wanted to work on. And somewhere you are very helpless. For no fault of yours, right? Just the environment was different. All the challenges are different. You are a new mom. The child was still not at the stage where he could take care of himself. So many of the women who are watching the video today, I'm sure will be able to connect with you, Shweta, because it's very common, right? We all go
I
through
know,
this.
I know.
Um,
And a lot
but
of times, the society keeps saying, mom should be like this, mom should do this, mom should not do that. There's so many, taboos and images that we create for moms. Nobody says about how it's important for a mom to take care of herself. Only if you can take care of herself can you take care of your family. So forget about cooking or anything like that, but at least, your emotional needs, you need to somewhere, you need that anchor to hold on to. I think
yeah,
a lot of moms have issues with their mental health, and they are so emotionally drained that they give up. So, all the moms, if you're watching it, Eighth Element is a place where you have to go if you're a mom and you're struggling with your emotional health, with your physical health. Also, after postpartum, your whole body changes, the way you start looking changes, people start calling you auntie. So, it's a lot
I know
of
that's so annoying.
change. Yeah, so no, but then you have to accept it. You are an auntie, but then when it hits you hard. So if you have somebody to tell you, you know what, you're okay, just do this for this week. It just gives you a direction. Sometimes you don't know where to go.
Hmm.
So I think what I got from you was direction, and you took my I was driving the car, but you were there behind to tell me which way to go. So
Ah, the
so I
first time
think
somebody has put it that way, Shweta. Thanks for sharing
yes.
that. Like a navigator, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like a GPS navigator telling me where to go. And even if I went and bumped somewhere, you never judge me. So I think that we're going to talk about, when I talk about you, I'm going to tell about that. So that is something that I had a safe space where I could just, let you know, Shivili, I'm not good today. I'm not feeling good today. Like, yeah, okay. It's okay to not feel good. You can't feel good all the time. But when somebody says that to you, feel good.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing that, Swetha. So I think the most important thing that I'm able to get from the message, the broad message that you shared, is self-care,
Yes.
prioritizing yourself. So if you think about this entire program came about because you took the decision to care for yourself. Because
Yes.
somewhere you found out that there was a lacuna that you had to kind of close, right? And
Yes.
that was taking care of yourself, right? So I think the overarching theme of the whole thing is take care of yourself and make that decision at the right time, right,
Correct.
Shweta? Awesome. So can you tell me, I mean, we started off with a certain goal and a certain perspective and a certain mindset in our head, right? And then, of course, we did a little bit of a digging into, hey, why is this goal important, right? Why do you want to lose weight? So we kind of got to the deep motivation behind why you're looking to change. And if
Correct.
you can tell me through the process in the last 6 months, what you saw or wanted as progress in the beginning of the program, how did that change during the course of the program?
I'm
What
going
is
to come to that.
important to you now? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to come to that, but there's just one thing that I want to share from our program. This is something very, very private, but I'm going to share it. So what happened was you kept asking me, why do you want to lose weight? I was like, everybody wants to look good. And then I'm like, no, what is the real reason? So when I digged in, the motivation was that my husband is lean. I want to, look lean because my husband looks lean. Otherwise, everybody thinks I'm his older sister or something like that. So when you dig deeper, I get to know that 72 kg is not the motivation. So this is the reason why I was. So a lot of times when you think you are wanting something for some other reason, but when you dig deeper, it's completely a different thing.
Wow.
So yeah, so like you asked, how you wanted me to tell that how it changed. So from weight, my goals have come to becoming stronger, and from from 72 kgs, so like I don't care anything about what my scale tells me now. So I have stopped stressing. I've stopped standing on the scale because eventually we discussed that it's not helping me. So whatever does not help me, I don't do it anymore. So so that's the growth mindset again. So I'm doing actions that help me grow better, help me do better. Also, I have changed from always looking at the negatives and always looking at the issues as a problem. Instead of that, I've started looking at it as a way to find out a solution. So I'm looking for
Mm.
more perspective to look at the same situation. So so that is one big change for me, because I used to get anxious looking at all the negative things of that particular situation. So I'm looking at what can I do now. So I've come to, from oh my god, everything is going wrong, from that to what can I do now. What is that in my hands. So for example, earlier I used to keep telling, oh, I'm waiting for my son to sleep. I'm waiting for my son to sleep. So I'm now thinking like, okay, so what can I do when he does not sleep? Can I take a nap? So
Mm.
it's from from you know from that to actions. So what is that little action that I can do today to get better? So I think that was
Interesting. The
one of the things.
emphasis on the word what, right?
Yeah.
What can I do, right? To actually say, what can I do now? The
Yeah.
emphasis, the
Yeah.
way you kind of see things, it's amazing, Shweta, and it's so badass. So
Yeah.
your
And
goal
also I
basically,
wanted to share about my sweets. So I kept telling you that the reason why I'm not losing weight is sweets. Although we had whole lot of other things that I was not paying attention to, but I kept stressing on the fact that sweets is the reason that I'm not losing weight. But then I realized, and through the journey I now know that I'm the owner, and I'm the boss. I get to decide how much I want to eat. So also emotional eating, I would eat when I did not get enough sleep. I would eat when I'm angry with my husband. So now I know how to regulate my emotions and not bring it on food, and also give food not a pedestal, but just give it a like any other thing, like how I sleep, how I walk, how I talk, food is just another thing. So I had first given food a very big, space in my life. Now I've come from that to I've come from that to food is just to nurture you, or food is just to make you healthier.
Very nice. So basically, the shifts that you saw were in terms of regulating your emotions, right? Understanding that that was the reason why you were not able to go after your goals. You were using
Correct.
food as a coping mechanism for your emotions. So once you started regulating your emotions, you were having better control over your environment. You were able to kind of understand and not go to food with any strong urges. I think
Correct.
that is something that you lost also, right, Shweta?
Yes.
Sweet, pizza, that kind of dumped down a lot to a very,
Yeah.
very neutral space. Hey, I'm hungry and I like pizza and I'm going to allow myself to eat it, right? Or I feel
Mhm.
like having a sweet and I know how much I want to eat. So again, regulating
So
your,
just, and also, yeah, regulating my emotions, one, and secondly, planning, that helped me a lot. So for example, now I have a call and I might not be able to eat till 1:15. I'm going to be hungry. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat a lot. So what I did was, just before the call, I had a slice of mango. So
nice,
again, I like mango. I'm letting myself eat that. So I'm just telling you just another example about how I
like a
make
live
small changes
example
in my
today.
life. Yeah, how I make small changes in my life so that I don't overeat. So also we sat down and we understood what are the times when I get triggered, and what are the other things that I can do other than eating. So again, it did not happen overnight, but it happened because we practiced it over and over again, and we took every little opportunity to practice. And also I want to say here that this is a lifestyle program for real, because I was supposed to travel, and I had asked you if I could pause the program. So you took it as an opportunity and you told me, this is one another place where I want you to practice your, whatever little is possible. And we discussed, and I did practice most of it. So when you plan properly, and when you have direction, everything in your life that comes as a challenge becomes an opportunity.
Very well said,
Wah,
Shweta.
wah,
Thank you
wah.
so much for bringing up that episode. Seriously, that is something really huge. People think
Yeah,
that this is a 3 month program or a 6 month program. I should not be taking breaks. Breaks are a way to tell you that life happens, and this is how it's going to be. Whether you're on the program or off the program, a program is just a stepping stone to the rest of your life ahead, right? So
correct.
you want to take the break as yet another opportunity to build skills in relation to mental strength and resilience, to showing up imperfectly, no matter what the circumstances are, right? So I think that is something what Shweta was bringing up. And I think the relationship with scale is something that she kind of worked on because it was messing with her head every time she stepped on and she saw a certain number that was interfering with her emotions and was not making her proceed. So we decided to not use the scale as a tool anymore. Again, it is important to understand that whatever that you use as a progress marker is a tool only if it works for you. If it is not working for you, it's absolutely okay to let go of that tool and look for some other marker to tell you that you're progressing. So that is something that we worked on. And also relationship with food, there was no particular food that she was depriving herself of. She was eating everything that she wanted, but in a position of control, from a position of being empowered to make that choice and decide what portions would work for her. Hey, sorry about the temporary glitch. Shweta is back. So Shweta, can you talk about, we talked about how, you are regulating your emotions better. You are
Yeah.
not looking to food to cope for stress or emotions. Feeling in control of your environment and in the presence of food, right? Making better choices. Also, the relationship with scale is something that we talked about, and of course, the relationship with food. Can you talk about how this program helped you improve your relationship with people around
Okay, so we had this So again, when the program started, the first thing that I was expected to do is spend just 5 minutes. So I was like, really, that's all I have to do. So everybody around me, I was creating hype about 8 11, like, "Anju nimisham dana, that's all." So again, those 5 minutes have made the awake 15 hours of mine so much more purposeful and so much more calm, and I'm able to strategize my whole day because of those 5 minutes. So that is what has helped me a lot, mindfulness, and being able to be aware of my own, anger cues, or my own, emotional cues, or what is my body telling me. So mindfulness is one thing that has really helped me get better with my relationships with my husband and my sister and my mother. I'm able to pause. Again, pause is another learning that we had through the journey. So I have this habit of blurting out answers, in being impulsive, not thinking before talking. So so these two techniques, mindfulness and being able to pause before speaking, has really helped me uh, so much more than I was before. So I'm so much more capable of having a good relationship with people around me. And so that is something that has really helped me through the program.
Thank you for sharing that openly, Shweta. I really appreciate your honesty there. And also, I have to call out the way you're rattling out answers for these questions. It tells me how well you've kind of practiced this in the last 6 months, that it's become a way of life, right? So, mindfulness is really big. That is one of the first practices we started off with, because without mindfulness, there is no action that happens in the direction of your goal, right? So, once you're
Correct.
mindful, you know what action you want. I mean, if you think about this, this is a journey of choices, right? You have a choice, and the choice you make is going to drive you towards your goal. So only when you're mindful, you're able to make that choice. And second important skill is, of course, the skill of pausing. It helps you not just make better choices in terms of eating, but also better choices in terms of words. So that is
Correct.
something that helped you
So
in your
I think
relationship.
pause was actually meant for me to think before I eat, but I also used it in other phases of my life. So I think whatever practices that we take from here, there are other ways of using it. Just be more mindful, and you'll be able to fit it right in any kind of situation.
That's very nice that you shared that, Swetha. I mean, these are all life skills, right? It's not like meant
Correct.
only for nutrition or for exercise,
Correct.
but these are life skills that you learn to lead a better quality of life. And
Correct.
also kind of thrive in your environment with deep health. So coming to deep health, Swetha, the concept of deep health, which I shared with you earlier, which is, it's not just physical health or mental health, but all the 6 domains of your life that you want to be thriving in. So if you can tell me, give me a number on a scale of 1 to 10, where were you in terms of physical health before you started on this program, and where are you currently?
Deep health or physical health, Srividya?
Physical health.
Okay, so physical fitness.
Physical health in terms of biomarkers, your fitness, endurance,
Okay.
body
All right.
composition.
So yeah, so when I started, I think I was close to 6. I was doing a few things, but I was not hitting the right arrows to the right goals. So, and once we started the program, I think now I'm close to 8 or 9. I know what to do now, and I'm doing it. I'm putting it to practice. I think the whole program is about practicing and doing. And,
Yeah,
a lot of people might be thinking, why 14 days the coach will not talk to me, or, only 14 days. So a lot of questions. I've even shared it with my friends. She talks to you twice a month. There are personal trainers who come every day. So I've had those kind of personal trainers. But this program has helped me beyond that, because I'm taught the smallest of actions. So if we take a particular action for this week, we talk about what are the roadblocks. What is that can go wrong? So even before I start a practice, I know what can go wrong. So the awareness about what will go wrong, the awareness about what you can do if something goes wrong, and what will you do if something goes wrong. So when you start a practice, you don't expect yourself to be perfect. You expect yourself just to practice it. Yeah, so doing the action and seeing what can go wrong, I think these are the things that really help me. And uh, and also, like, chopping it down, cutting it down to really, really small actions. For example, I had issues with going to the gym. So I had this bug in my head that I should go 5 days a week. I should do 2 hours of gymming. Now, you introduce a concept saying that you can be inconsistent, you can be imperfect, but you just have to make it. So eventually, I'll wear my shoes, I'll wear my clothes. Then what happens will be a flow. A lot of times we just have that resistance in us, and there's a lot of
Inertia, right?
inertia, yeah, and a lot of self-talk going in your head. Oh, do we have to go today? It's raining, things like that. So what you told me was just wear your shoes, wear your clothes, and see where it takes you. So after that, it's over. Like, you go to the gym, you you are doing it, you're doing your workout completely, you come out, come back, and you see how it's become a flow, how it's become a routine for you.
So the goal is to wear the workout clothes or wear your walking
Yeah.
shoes, and then let's
Yeah.
see where it
I think
takes you,
you're the
right?
first coach to tell me it's okay to be imperfect. So, but then I realized, while you are hacking your brain like that, you're actually doing better than before. So, when you have very stringent goals and very strict schedules, those things don't work. So you were like, okay, so if you can't work out in the morning, what is the next thing you can do? Work out in the evening. That's all, common sense. But will you use it? No, I didn't work out in the morning. Let's keep it today. So that is your self
Mm.
talk going to be like. So we hacked it, and I think that has really helped me do more hours of workout throughout the week.
So you bring up another important mindset shift there, Swetha, which is moving from a fixed mindset to a flexible mindset,
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
once that switch happens, the world is your opportunity, right? The entire
Correct.
day is open for you to make a little bit of work towards what you wanted. And you
Correct.
also bring up a very important point about how our conversations are always about anticipating roadblocks. While the practice may be very small, it may just be a 5-minute practice. But once you start doing it, is when you notice all kinds of resistance showing up. So it's important to also make that a foolproof plan as much as you can while you're planning it, right? So anticipating roadblocks and of course the importance of a backup plan. How important
Mhm.
was that, Swetha, for you?
Very important, because a lot of times I will not be able to gym in the mornings for sure, because be rushy. I'll have to go to the school, I have to punch, and this kiddo in the morning will be so difficult to get up and get ready. So I would, otherwise I would have missed gym. So now I just tell myself, even if I'm like tired in the evening, I'm like, okay, let's just show up and let's see what happens. So just showing up, that is all I do. And eventually, there are people around, other people are working out, and once you go in that environment, everything changes and you want to do more. Like, one more set, we'll finish it off. Two more exercises, we'll finish it off today. So taking it one thing at a time has really helped me. And also, like, I found out like little things that I was doing. So, for example, a particular dress for yoga I would wear, and I would not wear that dress to gym. So now
Mm.
I'm like, I don't care about all those things. Like, whatever dress you want to wear, you wear. Just get to the gym. That's all. So, like, I had limiting beliefs or limiting actions that I used to do that used to stop me from reaching my workout or physical goals.
Yeah, so sometimes we get in our own way, right? That is so
Yes.
common. And we don't
Yes.
realize it unless we are mindful and we start noticing this chatter that is happening in our head, right? So tell me
Yeah.
about your self-talk, Shweta, how that self-awareness was so useful for you.
Okay, so I would get into trouble with without my conscious. So I will get into fights. Like, somebody's fighting, I'll go and try to stop them, and then I'll get into trouble, and my husband will fight with me for next 2 days. Like, why did you do it? So small little things. I now know that this is not my place. You should not be doing it. So I'm able to stop my behavior just with that small pause before I do an action. So also, like, a lot of times I would have said something, but the person wouldn't have heard it. So that is like one minuscule second, like, oh, you should not say it, don't say it.
A
So,
chance to
and then
catch you while
I
doing
switched
it.
it. And I would like switch the whole statement and say something like that. You need sapad sapdi or something like, did you eat today? And I would have said something really that would have bothered that person. But then I would switch statements. And just before it's coming out of my mouth, sometimes, I change it. Or, I'm more conscious about what I'm talking today, what I'm saying. Is this appropriate? Is this required? So all this filtering did not happen in me being a psychologist. Maybe professionally I was doing it, but at home with my friends I was mean. Like I used to call myself honest, but in the name of honest I was literally like harassing my friends and my husband, which I shouldn't have been doing. So I'm very conscious about that. So that definitely, like, people are wanting to talk to me, that itself is a big thing. Like, they used to like talking to me, but sometimes they'll like, you would not understand this. So my sister will directly say, you will not understand this, let me not tell you this. So now she's okay with opening up with me. So I
Wow,
think what I was
that's so
practicing my
amazing. Amazing to hear that, Swetha. I mean,
yeah
it's so gratifying for me to hear that it's brought
yeah
about this kind of a deep impact in our client's life in just 6 months, right?
yes
And look how much more you can achieve by practicing this even more, right?
yes
It's just
definitely.
mind-boggling. So, Shweta, can you tell me in your mental space, if you were to give yourself two numbers before the program and now, and what changes are you noticing in your mental space?
Oh, before this program, I was like, I told you, like, I was in a bad space. Nothing was like, I felt nothing was happening my way. So 3, and now I would give myself a 9.
Wow, that's
Yeah, so
amazing. Super.
I definitely see there are changes, the way I talk to my husband, the way I don't snap at people, and the way small things don't bother me anymore. Like, okay, and I'm more like action oriented. What can we do today? And what
Mm.
can I do about this? I'm not cribbing about, I'm helpless or I can't do anything about it.
So the change in
So
terms of focus, alertness, and awareness, right? So that is something that you're seeing the big change.
definitely. And also, I used to sleep in the afternoons. I think that also I have stopped because we have worked on bedtime and
Mm.
bedtime routines and how I can make my sleep better. I used to wake up in the midnight and not fall asleep again. So this used to happen like 3 or 4 times in a week. So that really used to, make me feel low on energy, and I could not go for my workouts. I was really irritated and irritable all the time. So I think
Mm.
sleep is one of the practices that I really want to talk about here. We don't give it so much attention, but sleep can do so many good things to you. One is I feel recovered, I can work out better, and I am a better person. You can talk to me without me being irritable. And also, my thoughts are clear. I'm able to, go for like 15 or 16 hours of awake time. I get up, not 16 hours. So again, so I get up around 6:30. I sleep only at 10. So
Mm.
it helps me to keep awake all through the time, be active, move more. So obviously all these things with my diet change. So whatever I was doing was okay, but then I was not having my vegetable portions properly. So I ended up getting hungry, eating more
Mm.
carbs, or ending up eating sweets because I was not full with my meal. So my meals got that satiety index increased in my meals, and I included more portions of protein for every particular meal, and that really helped me to stay alert and active throughout the day.
Awesome. So yeah, you do bring up a very, very important point about sleep. So can you tell me two things that you incorporated in your bedtime routine that is helping you today, Shweta?
So I think this is also part of our de-stressing actively. I put my legs up. So Viprita Karni, I put it on the wall just before we sleep, and I read a book to my son. And another thing that I do is I wash my hands and my legs and my face, and I refresh and change into new clothes. So these clothes are meant only for sleeping. So my nighttime
Mm.
clothes, and I think these are two practices that I took up on before I go to sleep. And
Yeah,
and
and you've
this
been
really helps my brain tell my brain, it's sleep time. And I don't use my bed for anything else anymore. It's only
mm.
meant for sleep. So I So the minute I wear those clothes and I get to the bed, I'm like sloshed because I'm not having my afternoon naps. I'm very conscious about not sleeping in the afternoon. And that really makes me sleep within 10 minutes. Otherwise, I used to have trouble, even dozing off to sleep because I used to get my afternoon naps, and those were not naps, those were like 2.5 hours. And I would, and also one practice that we took was not keeping the mobile near me. So I keep it on the charging station. Earlier, I used to have my mobile near me, and I had this tendency to keep scrolling and being awake. So mobile was a very big problem for me for two things. One was sleeping properly. Other one was eating mindfully. So I think that was one of the biggest roadblocks for us. And I got skills of, I obviously Eight Elements program helped me to understand this for the first. I mean, to be honest, I did not even see this as a problem. But eventually, looking at the phone, I was mindlessly eating and I was overeating. So again, that is one skill that I've learned from here: how to manage my mobile time. And not that I'm not watching mobile at all. I use it, but I don't use it while I'm eating or just before I sleep. So
Fantastic, Swetha. How would you say your emotional space is doing right now? Give me two numbers before the program and now.
yeah, so emotional space I already gave, right? So around
Yeah,
3.
mental and emotional. Okay, so you
Yeah,
did 3, and then you're right now at 9. You said, right?
close to 9. Yeah,
Fantastic. Relational space. Give me two numbers before the program and now.
relational space. So every conversation ended up in an argument with my husband. So I would give like 2, and now it's close to 9, 8 or 9. Yeah.
Wow.
But there is still a lot
Somebody
of
is
things that I have
really
to
the
do. If my
beneficiary.
husband is watching this, please take me on a date. I have come a long
So
way.
sweet. Absolutely. I'll rally for you, Swetha. That's really sweet.
We've come a
So,
long way,
hey, I
Srividya.
think
Like
I should
even
get a
today,
testimonial from your husband.
done. So even today, like we had a fight. We did have a fight, but then I instantaneously told him, okay, so the fight was about getting Vyom ready. He said you didn't do anything, so I was doing stuff. Then I said, okay, now let's not fight on this. Let's think about what we can do tomorrow. So what do you want to take? Which part of do you want to dress him up? Do you want to pack his lunch? So
Oh, nice.
I am able to like
Put it
giving him
back on
action
him.
plans.
Awesome, awesome. So, how did that turn out?
Yeah, so then we decided that, I'm going to be the one getting him ready. He's going to take care of the tiffin box. So I
Super.
told him
So,
we are fighting because we don't have our roles distinguished. So let's do this. So I think so.
amazing,
These
man.
are small little things, Srividya. Like this fight could have gone like really big, could have become really nasty, and we could have thought of talking about the past and bringing the future and talk about lot of nonsense. But I cut it right out. I was like, okay, so you are putting this allegation that I'm not helping you, right? What do you want me to do, and what do you want to do? What shall we do tomorrow? So I'm having this mind space wherein I'm able to bring in a change and find out
Mm.
what has gone wrong.
Mm.
I did not have this emotional and mental space before. I was so emotionally drained and self-involved, or like I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, this is not happening, that's not happening. From that, I've come to this. So I've come a long way, Srividya,
Huge
definitely.
transformation, absolutely. I mean, looking at a situation objectively and also able to put back or get past the past and
Yeah,
also look at an action plan so that you can make it a more robust plan in the future, right?
correct. Yes.
Amazing work. And can you tell me in terms of existential space, Swetha, how did you feel in terms of living a life of purpose, a fulfilling life, values before the program and now? Now you're doing so many things. You're extending your services in a school. You're doing some part-time yoga, teaching, and all that. So, how do you feel right now?
I definitely feel I had my values, and I never give up on that. And I think that was one thing that I kept on. So this this program definitely stretches what I was able to do before to what I'm able to do now. I am actually taking another job, like I told you. I wouldn't have in like if I was in my previous space. So definitely, I'm being here and now. I don't think about my house when I'm in the school. I don't think about the school when I'm in the house. So I'm able to build boundaries, be there, and bring change in wherever I am. So I'm definitely able to hit on my values for a bigger population. I'm handling
Mm.
more people now. So definitely I'm stretching what I was doing before. So, and I'm very comfortable. So I'm not getting anxious about thinking about tomorrow or thinking about what will go wrong. I'm thinking about, what can I do today or what can I make work for myself or for my school or for my home. So I think I've stretched my capacities. I've stretched my, being active. And I'm not saying, no to opportunities now. I was, saying
Wow.
no to opportunities because I had to take care of my child or whatsoever. I had my own reasons. And
Mm.
also maybe because my son started going to school. That is one major thing, but definitely I'm taking things head on and I'm taking opportunities in my stride.
That's amazing, Shweta. I mean, the biggest thing is you're taking on opportunities because you're doing well in your life, personal life, in your mental, emotional,
Correct.
and physical space.
Correct.
So it allows you to look beyond you. I mean, that's what happens in
Correct.
most people's life, right? When you're so consumed by your challenges, you're not able to look beyond yourself and be of
Correct.
value to the environment or the community around you, right? So I think
Correct.
you're in a fantastic space where you're able to think beyond yourself and contribute,
Correct.
and at the same time take care of yourself. You're not compromising on yourself and making this happen, right? So how would you say? I mean, your cup was running empty before. How would you say your cup is right now?
Uh, Definitely more than three-fourth. It's not till the
Wow.
brim. I still have a long way to go, but definitely I have some to pour in other people's glasses.
Super, super. Very, very happy to hear
Yeah.
that. Can you tell me, Shweta, how was your, before we get there, were you at any point told to avoid any of your favorite foods or carbs? For people who are watching us, I want to convey the message that this is not a diet program. So what was your experience, Shweta?
Yeah. So no, no, I did not. In fact, I used to stop myself from eating mangoes because, people keep saying, oh, it's such a, you should not eat it. It's high on calorie, this and that. But then now I happily eat my mangoes. But I think the only contract that we had was to eat it slowly, to eat it mindfully, to sit in one place and eat it, and give it all the respect you want to give. And I have made eating sweets a ritual now. I sit on my dining table slowly, bring it slowly, eat it really slow. So, in fact, I think I've started devouring whatever I used to eat before more. And never in the program was I asked to stop eating anything. So, no.
Super. Thank you so much for sharing this for the audience to know about what this program is all about. If you
Yes.
can share a few words about your coaching experience, Shweta, and what was the best part about me as your coach?
Okay, so I think the best thing that I really like about you is that you're really professional, and I'm not just saying it. You let me know every single thing, and I was always given choices. Even when we are taking a practice, I was given a choice. Do you want to do it or do you want to do that? This is the menu. So it's literally like going to a restaurant, and you'll give me a menu of choices, and I can completely trust you with anything that I want to confide in. So I think it's a non-judgmental space, and you never judged me. So I mean, it's not easy, Srividya, what you're doing. I know it because I'm doing it. So it's a non-judgmental, safe space, and she also keeps touch. You also keep in touch always. Like you keep asking us, and what's going on, or how can I help you, or how are the practices coming along, and you're one energy ball, and you have this like millions of I don't know, motivational cells in you. Like you keep throwing it on us. We have this amazing WhatsApp group also, wherein we have women who take up the program, and you keep constantly putting things on Instagram and Facebook. It's not like you're limiting your knowledge or your practices only to your clients, but you're open to anybody. And I was never pulled into the program. We had a proper call, and even before this, I think 1 year before we spoke, you asked me, and I made my own decisions, and I was never asked to do this or do that. I had that openness, and I think that's one great thing about you. You never take things for granted, and you treat your clients so well. I really like that about you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Swetha. Lots of virtual hugs to
Also,
you.
your big motivations. I want to put it like we are just ending the meeting, so but I just want to say it. So Sri Vidya has done powerlifting. She's a powerlifting champion, right? And I'm taking that up. I am taking lifting as okay, something I really want to do now. And you are a big inspiration and a motivation for me to start this. I was doing weights, but then I'm taking it on another level now, and hopefully we talk again once I win something.
Absolutely, absolutely. Best wishes to you,
Just
Swetha. I
kidding.
mean, look how far you've
Yeah,
come, Swetha. It gives me so much pride as your
definitely.
coach. And very,
Yes.
very humbling to hear the feedback. That is exactly what I strive for, to make every client the very important person in my life and give it my all, without holding back anything.
Yes.
I mean, knowledge is to be shared. And if I may be able to do things for myself, but if I'm not able to impart that to my client and have them also succeed in all domains of their life, then it is pointless of me
Right.
being a coach, right? So that is something that I really strive for, and I really appreciate that you see that in me, Swetha. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
So, what would you tell someone who is thinking of working with me and are hesitating to make, this decision to invest in themselves and take help from a coach? So, how important has accountability, guidance, and support been in this coaching journey for you?
Okay, so I would say if I would have to score it, 10. Urgency level 10. I wish I had done this 2 years before, okay? I might be one of the youngest people you would have coached, I'm not sure. But I wished I had done it even before, and I wished I had. So it's a great thing to do. And this program, I think it's meant for women from all walks of life. It's not like only these people can do it. And I really feel it's a holistic program. It's not about just so most of the gyms or other it's either nutrition or it'll be physical fitness. Nowhere they take in the mental markers, the emotional markers, or talk about emotional health, psychological well-being, and how can you practice it. So if you're looking for a program which makes you practice to the T, which gives you small little actions, which gives you the so a lot of people keep thinking we don't have motivation, but no, you don't know how to perform it. You don't know how to bring that action to your life. So if you're looking for a lifestyle change, you should be going to Eighth Element.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
And also do it now. Don't delay it. I delayed it by a year, but I think I should have done it sooner.
fantastic. So, how would you rate your confidence level now, Sweta? So, the most important question women typically have in their mind is, okay, I've completed the program, now what now? Right? Typically, that is the question. After
Correct.
completing the program, how am I going to take this forward? How sustainable is it? Am I going to go back to where I was? So, what is your opinion about this after doing this program?
Yeah, I think this thought itself is not coming in me because I'm just doing it. It's like any other thing that you do. Like how everybody gets up in the morning and goes to the loo. It's like that. It's automatic. You're on autopilot mode. Once you start practicing it, it happens. So I know that I need to have protein in my lunch. I plan it. So I know that I have to exercise at 8 o'clock. So these are the things that you're doing every day, just like you do anything else that is automatic. these practices become a part of your life and you do it. So I think that is the best thing about the program. It's about the lifestyle. It's not about what you have to do for next 6 months. It's about what you have to do for your lifetime. So even when we are taking up practices, or when I'm giving you like ways in which I can do it, the first question you ask me is, do you think this is something that is sustainable? Do you think you can do this 10 years from now? So I think that very thing puts it in your mind that, this is not something that is going to happen only for 6 months. It's going to happen forever. So I think the practices also are designed in a way that it makes it sustainable.
Absolutely, Swetha. You hit the nail on the head. Now, how is your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of taking this forward for the rest of your life?
9.
Ooh, super.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what message would you like to share for the women who are watching this interview? Any parting messages for the women?
I want to say that you're capable. You should do this. You're capable of every single thing. You deserve it. You deserve self-care. Every woman deserves self-care, and there is no other better place that I can recommend than 8th Element to teach you how to take up small practices to become a better person.
Wow, very, very well said. Thank you so much, Swetha. And I do want to share a couple of words about how you have been through the program. Would that be okay?
Yes, sure.
So your commitment and dedication towards your health and fitness journey has been something else, Swetha. I mean, the way you kind of wanted to make a change for yourself, despite all the challenges going on around you, be it with your starting school, adapting to this new environment. Your hubby was traveling a lot, right? A lot of personal challenges, travel and all of that. I think you kind of handled all of that with mostly a positive cheer on your face and a smile on your face. And some have been positive stress, some have been negative, but the way you kind of handled all of it is so inspiring. And also the ability for you to pivot and change according to circumstances is something really amazing. And your capability to kind of think along the continuum. I mean, you always spoke about that spectrum that we talked about, right? Hey, is my action moving more towards the green side, or is it taking me backward? Is always something that was running in your head, and how you are applying this to all the choices that you are making, not just relating to food, but every single choice in your life. And showing up without any rigidity. I think these are some skills that have really helped you, Swetha. Awesome work, and it's such an amazing privilege to work with you. And again, this is not a goodbye, right? I mean, for the purposes of the program, yes, the program is ending, but I'm here for you, and my doors are always open. You can always message me with any kind of support or any kind of challenges that you're facing. You want to kind of have another head to think about something, I'm here for you. And if you choose to also take up this program at any other point in your life, absolutely you're welcome, Swetha.
Thank you, Srividya. I think it has been an amazing run. Also, I think I forgot to mention one thing. I'm sorry, I'm dragging it. But then, I had issues with wearing clothes, a few kinds of clothes outside. But then you shared your bikini pictures everywhere and gave me this complex. If Srividya can do it, I can do it. So I think small things like that have been a major, self-esteem boost for me. So thank you so much, Srividya, for being there.
Thank you. This has been an amazing conversation, recounting our journey, and you've been amazing. I mean, the way you kind of came up with all of these, accounts of things that happened during the journey actually speaks volumes about how committed you were towards making this change for yourself, Swetha, and not taking it lightly, right? So brilliant work. With this kind of dedication and commitment, you're going to see even more amazing progress. And of course, I'm going to know because I'm going to stay in touch. Okay.
Yes, looking forward. Thank you so much, Srividya.
Take care, Swetha. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing this with the ladies.